Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another Walking Dead video for today. In this one, we're going to do a discussion topic video. Going to give my thoughts whether or not I think Tara will eventually give up the OceanSide. I did pick up some new cool Walking Dead stuff. Got some new figures from Eaglemoss. These are kind of like models, small models. I've been collecting these for a while. I have some of the Marvel and DC ones. And they do have a Walking Dead line, which I just saw the other day. These are numbers 1 and 2. It's Rick and Daryl, which is really cool. So I'll put the link in the description if you guys want to check them out from Eaglemoss. You can see them. You can sign up for like a subscription. It's like $20 a month, that type of deal, and you get one figure a month. And they've got quite a few coming out now. They've got some different versions of Daryl, Governor, even a Negan. So that's pretty freaking cool. So check the link in the description if you guys want to check them out. And the first question for this video came from Christian Peralta, and that's what she said. She said, do you think that Tara is eventually going to give up the OceanSide group to Rick or Negan if they can't find anything interesting out there? And I think you're absolutely right, Christian. I think that the second half of this season, it doesn't look like Rick and the others are able to find much. And it looks like Negan has kind of got them at a pace where I don't think they're going to be able to deliver what Negan wants them to deliver, at least not right now. So they're going to be in a bit of a desperate spot. So once Tara kind of finds out how desperate they are and how bad it's going to be and characters start dying, that kind of thing, I think that Rick may be able to get it out of her. It might be this season with season 7, or maybe eventually what will happen is she could go to them and ask for their help against Negan and the Saviors. If they're going to fight back, give them the opportunity to face Negan and the Saviors as a part of a larger group with Alexandria, maybe get the Kingdom and the Hilltop together, and then maybe they can all kind of form together and fight back against Negan in All Out War. So that'd be cool if they were included in that. Either way, this group is in the comic book series down the line, quite a ways down the line, so eventually I'm looking to see them again at some point. I don't think we're done with them in the show. This was an introductory episode. It was an important episode for Tara, but it was also an introductory episode to a fully new community as well. Made only of women, of course, with the OceanSide and the TV series for now, but I don't think it's going to stay that way forever. And they should come back in the story. If Tara doesn't give them up, then eventually they'll probably go to them either for help or after Negan, if they eventually defeat Negan, defeat the Saviors, maybe to set up some kind of trade, because of course they got the fish there, right? So they have a renewable food source, and fish are very healthy for you and everything. You can eat them, all the time pretty much, and they're not, it's not like eating red meat all the time. Fish is really good for you. It keeps you strong, and you can even lose weight off fish, and it's really, really good in terms of nutrition. But in the immediate future, do we think she's going to give up the information to Rick and the others? I think she probably will. I think they're going to get so desperate next half that she'll probably give up the info to Rick, and Rick might decide what to do from there. That'd be messed up if Rick and the others attack them or something, or try to sneak in and get their guns, because she did see how many firearms they had. Like, she actually saw, their weapons closet, their infirmary, so to speak, stocked full of guns. So, yeah. For now, she said no to Rosita, but I think we're going to see more from that in the future. And maybe her and Cindy, because she did save her a couple times there. So maybe we could see, I don't know, maybe some kind of relationship between them. Don't know if Cindy swings that way. If not, maybe just a close friendship like she has with Maggie and had with Glenn. Next one's from Trevschanrules. He says, Trev, what are your thoughts on OceanSide being introduced in the show so early on? It was mentioned in issue 142 of the Walking Dead comics. However, some residents of Oceanside have been introduced in the comic and get this. They are male. Yeah, I know that. Pete and siddiq, however you say that, siddiq, are the residents of Oceanside. They could get introduced later in the show, maybe. Have a great day. So, they can remix it and have them come from somewhere else. So far as we know with the OceanSide TV series version, there are no males there at all. So could some stumble upon it, maybe them join that community and come into the series later? Yeah, you could see something like that. You could see something like Heath, where you meet the immediate Alexandria group and you don't meet him until after. Something like that with the OceanSide, where we meet them now and then maybe later we get some other characters from the comics. The thing is with Walking Dead, there's so many characters, and as we're seeing right now in the TV series, it's getting kind of crazy. I mean, you have all these different communities introduced and all running in tandem and have different characters, different leaders, different groups, and it's just crazy the amount of characters that are out there. So they could, they can do a lot of things. They have a lot of options for the TV series, and even renaming characters or omitting certain characters. Some are not that big of a deal, like Pete and Siddiq, however you say it. They're not that big of a deal in terms of being character. Like, there's a lot of characters like that. You could even make the argument that Heath isn't that big of a character in the comics. I mean, he's got some parts, but he's not like Glenn or Abraham or something like that. I don't think so. I wouldn't say anyway. At least not for me. I guess it depends on who you are and who you're a fan of. He's a cool character. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying there's so many. It's crazy. And my thoughts on it being introduced early at this point. Personally, I think it's to fill up the season. I think it's to kind of add to it. I think it's to kind of spread out the Negan storyline so they don't burn through it too quickly. And I thought it was, their backstory, the exposition about them that's provided was pretty good. That they killed all the men and everything. And I think it added to the Saviors, so that was good for that reason. And it was cool to see a different type of community. The zombies in the sand were cool. It had a lot of good things about it. The episode had a lot of good things about it. And they're introducing us to a lot of stuff. It really feels like a different show than it did a year, 2, 3 years ago. Totally different show. You have all these different communities, all these characters, different leaders and everything. I can understand for some people if it might even be hard to keep track of them all, if they've never read the comics and that. So it's getting crazy. But I'd say for it being introduced this early, I think they just put it in there because they probably wanted to do something with Tara. They wanted to space out the season. They had the idea. They're like, why don't we make this like a bigger location than it was in the comics? And that's kind of what they've done. Because in the comics, it was never like a thing. Like it was there, but it was never like a thing. Like it was not a standout. It's not even worth mentioning. You know what I mean? I never thought about doing a video on it because it's like, it's nothing, So at least to me anyway. I mean, we see Michonne go there, and she goes fishing once in the comics, but will she do that in TV series? We'll see. Maybe they'll expand on it. But in the comics, it's just like a spot. Like it's not a big location like the Kingdom, Sanctuary, Alexandria, or Hilltop. Not like those. George says, can you do a theory video on who will kill Negan? There are so many candidates, could be fun. So who will eventually kill Negan? It's not a bad idea. I've always thought that I think the person, if someone's going to do it, I always thought it should be Maggie. I always felt like if you're going to pick one character to kill Negan off, you could go with Rick, you could go with some of the others, maybe Daryl in the TV series version, Carl, somebody like that. But I think if you have to pick one person, or you could go with Dwight too, but if you have to pick one person, I think emotionally it could be really cool to see Maggie be the one who does it. As a viewer, like from our point of view, that would be just really, I can't see a better character to use than Maggie to finally kill Negan, if they're going to kill him off. But I don't think they're going to kill him off for a long time. Hopefully JDM is down for 5 or 10 years and he's going to show up for that long. Hopefully that's what we'll see. But who knows? We'll have to see how it goes. We'll do a couple more. Mena says, hey Trev, how do you think Carol will react when she finds out what happened at Alexandria? I hope she shoots Negan in the face. Seriously, I don't like what they've done with her character. She came so far from an abused housewife to the woman that has survived the group in fabulous fashion. Now she's hanging out with tigers and theater majors. I see. Melissa McBride is being wasted. Do you think the writers have something more in store for this amazing character, or has she outlived her usefulness? Thanks for all your videos, and that's from Mena. So I think with her, they wanted to probably bring her in a different direction. She's been through a lot. She's been through a tremendous amount of stuff. I think it makes sense for the character that after all the battles she's fought and everything, and her age, and losing everybody in her family, and having to put down her surrogate kind of kids that she sort of adopted with Lizzie and Mika, with having to put down Lizzie, all the other stuff she's had to do. That does take its toll on a person, I think, and I think it's totally within character that she could have some kind of breakdown or just want to run away from it all. But I don't think she would be surprised to find out what happened to Alexandria. I think that she kind of anticipated it, actually. I think she kind of thought it was going to happen because I think that's part of why she ran away. And even when she ran away and almost didn't even make it, because I think she kind of knows that this is their life now. They have to fight all the time to survive. And I think at that time she just wanted to run away. She wasn't really willing to fight anymore or kill anymore. Will she get it back eventually? Maybe. Find something to fight for. But we'll see. I mean, we'll see what they do with her in All Out War. It could be fun. But I wouldn't be surprised if they decide to take the character in a different direction and she enters zombie apocalypse warrior retirement, and instead of that, find something else, to do rather than fighting all the time. She's fought so many battles already, right? JSS, No Sanctuary, killing some of the saviors. She's been through being captured by some of the saviors. She's been through a lot in the series, being kicked out by Rick earlier on in the prison, and oh man, yeah, she's been through a tremendous amount. So for her, I'd say at this point, I don't think you can be upset if she decides that she doesn't want to fight anymore. And the last one will be from Storm Shadow. He says, Q&A, do you think that it was the saviors that killed all the Oceanside men, or is it possible that it could have been Rick's group that took out their guys? Doesn't Negan just kill one person? It's not like him to kill all of their men. So I wanted to include that comment because when I was watching the episode and Tara had said that they killed all these people at the satellite station, I was thinking for a minute that, like, oh shit, what if all those guys at the satellite station are from the same group? Like, what if they were the ones who killed everybody from the ocean side? Like, all the men were there, taken, and were fighting to protect the others, and then Rick and the group came and killed them all. But I don't think that's true. I don't think that's what happened. I think that what they said happened is what we're supposed to believe, did happen. But I thought when I was watching the episode, the thought had crossed my mind, and I thought, wow, that'd be trippy. Wouldn't that be crazy if Tara just told them that, and in fact those were all their men or something? I just thought that would have been a really weird, just a different twist, and would be kind of crazy. But luckily that wasn't the case. And she didn't give up too much information in that way, so it turned out to be okay. But that would have been a pretty crazy twist in the episode if she had said that, and they'd have been like, and they became like a new enemy or something. The thing is that Tara and, the Alexandria group, they don't need more enemies right now. They don't need more villains right now. So I'm going to take it literal. I don't think it makes sense that it would have been them that killed them. But, the saviors do have protocol, and it's not like them to kill them all. But if you don't listen to Negan, you break the rules, or if he doesn't find a use for you, then he might kill you, if he feels like you're not contributing enough. Or even sometimes, sometimes if he just gets bored, he'll kill people. That's kind of the way Negan is. Sometimes he just likes to stir the pot. He just likes to stir shit up. So, but you guys can write your comments below. Let me know what you think about all these different questions. Do you think Tara will eventually give up the Oceanside? I think matters may come down to it that she may have to. And wow, that's going to be kind of crazy for her character. And if you guys like today's video, please don't forget, thumb that shit up below. Thumb it up below. You can also share. You can favorite. If you're new, you want to subscribe. Bottom left to subscribe. Click the damn button. That's it for this video, guys. See you soon. It's Trev, saying peace. Later, guys. See ya. What do you want us to do? I don't know, viewer. How about a subscription? Do you think that might be in order? Or is that too much to ask?